Hello and welcome to another episode on the Everyday Joy podcast. Quick question before we dive into today's episode. Let's say you get an amazing promotion at work or you finally smash through this milestone. How do you celebrate? Is celebration for you a big party, gathering everyone around and celebrating together? Or does a celebration look like grabbing that one person you love and going for a nice long walk with a delicious hot chocolate? What does celebration look like to you? We're going to unpack that a little bit later. First though, let's take a look at today's Bible verse.
Philippians chapter 4 verse 4 MSG version. This is celebrate God all day, every day. I mean revel in Him. Make it as clear as you can to all you meet that you're on their side, working with them and not against them.
I have the amazing Jen here in studio with me. You look like a celebration every day.
Oh, really?
You are the one person who I can count on to wear bright colours.
I love bright colours. It just brings out so much out of you, right?
Yeah, because right now you're wearing the most gorgeous light turquoise cardigan. You've got a bright purple top that says, "Find your people, love them hard," in neon letters. I love it. So today we're talking about celebration, celebrating God. I think my first impressions of this verse is that I love that God loves a good celebration. Mm-hmm. I think people have this idea that God's very stern and very strict, but there are countless verses in the Bible, especially in the Old Testament, where God sets aside festival days to celebrate, days to just enjoy and eat food and drink and be merry, and within reason, of course, but I mean, God loves a good party. God loves celebration, and I think that's my first impression of this. What about you?
Very similar to yourself. So there's two words that jump out at me when I read this verse. First, celebrate, like you said, festive, and it's a fun action in a festive way. And the second is revel. So Google tells us, enjoy oneself in a lively and noisy way, especially with drinking and dancing.
I love it.
Isn't that cool? Exactly what you said before, right?
Yeah.
It's all about being festive. And the fact that the verse has two words that are very similar and just really means that, yes, God says, yes, celebrate, yes, revel, yes, party. He's a party God.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, a lot of people say that heaven's going to be like the biggest party.
Oh, I cannot wait. It's like that Guy Sebastian song, right?
Yeah. Now you're singing in the choir.
Yes.
That's the one. Yeah.
Yes. Such a great song.
It is. Shout out to Guy Sebastian if he ever listens to this podcast. Another thing that I love to ask my podcast guests is the question, what does this verse tell you about who God is or what matters to Him? Mm-hmm. We kind of covered that a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I think one word I didn't actually use, and I don't know if you probably used it, is joy. I mean, it's all you, right? Well, God values joy. He values happiness, because celebration is about happy memories.
Yeah.
It's about celebrating, like celebrating at a wedding. You're celebrating the love of two amazing people, or it's a birthday party. You're celebrating another year around the sun. So it's telling us to immerse joy with God.
Oh, I like that. Yeah. I love how this verse talks about celebrating God all day, every day, but celebration looks different to different people. Yeah. And this came out in full force when we were doing our wedding planning.
Oh, I love wedding planning.
So my family's a party family in the sense that my dad is just the most magnetic, charismatic. He just loves bringing people together and celebrating big. I have these memories of when I grew up where Dad would just say, we're doing a Thanksgiving party, because there were too many good things that just coincided. Like my mum got a job, I got a good grade, my sister got a pen license. Is that something you do here? Pen licenses?
Yes.
Yeah, when you graduate, very important, from pencil to pen. You get a certificate and everything. Anyway, one day when all those things sort of would happen, Dad would just sit us down and say, okay, we're doing a Thanksgiving party, and he would invite about a few, like maybe the house would just be filled with people, just as many as the house could take. And we would eat food, we'd pray, we'd thank God. And that's how my dad would really celebrate God every day.
That's so cute.
So when the wedding came around, Dad was like, big wedding, lots of people, everyone come. And I'm middle of the road, but Ari's definitely he's an individual who loves one-on-one conversations with people. He doesn't like loud cafes because he can't connect properly. He loves nothing more than walking through the hills in the Dandenong Ranges. So he's that kind of guy, which I love about him. And so trying to bring the two together, it made me realize that people celebrate differently, and that's okay. God gets that.
Yeah.
The beauty is that we get to choose how we celebrate God every day. What about you?
In my life, the way I celebrate God, I'm going to say until probably last week, the way I celebrate myself, if I had I achieved a good thing, like Chelsea finally ate something, she listened to me, something small like that, I will buy myself something. So in my 20s, it was like giant tulle dresses or flower crowns. Now it's like, oh, let's get the brightest and like most office wear, kind of like mum wear kind of clothes now. But that's how I celebrate myself.
Yeah.
And obviously that's not really financially stable, especially now. This is how I celebrate myself. How do I celebrate our awesome God who's blessed us so much in everything? And I realize it's the little small things that we do. So one example, when Kevin, Chelsea and I were sitting at dinner and we say our grace together. We always thank God first. We always thank God for our food. We thank God that Chelsea was able to play with her blocks. So when you have kids, you don't pray in a general way. You pray for the little things. You pray that, yes, Chelsea got to go outside. Yes, Chelsea was able to pat the cat. But that's our way that we do it, by saying grace together.
Yeah.
It's those little micro moments.
Yeah, because I love it. Because we all know the car park prayer. But when we find that spot, do we stop and celebrate?
Correct. Right.
I love it. There's so many different ways to celebrate, from big celebrations to long walks through the forest in nature, to saying grace with your family before you eat, to being alone in the car and praying for those frantic car park spots. We have so many opportunities to celebrate God every day. Jen, do you have any final thoughts you want to wrap up today's conversation with?
Well, God has blessed us with so many unique gifts, right? And He's given us so many gifts and passions. And they're the uniqueness of our own lives that we can actually use to celebrate God. I don't believe there's one correct formula to celebrate Him. There's no one right way. It is your unique way of celebrating Him.
Can I just say, retail therapy honestly has its benefits. There have been times where I've just wanted to buy something new to wear to represent this milestone, this celebration. Growing up, my dad, as I mentioned earlier, we used to have these Thanksgiving dinners, and that was his way of celebrating. And I'm not sure what celebration looks like for you. But what I want to wrap up this conversation with is the idea that our posture and our heart is tuned in to celebrating God. That despite the bad things, despite the difficult moments in our lives, God is still worthy to be praised. He is still worthy of celebration. Sometimes I say to myself, on the days where it's really tough to celebrate God, I ask myself, how many things in my life today could be so much worse if it wasn't for God's beautiful hand of protection? When we can only see the things that have gone wrong, we lose sight of all the amazing things God has done for us, but also all the amazing things He's done for us that we might never know, that we might never be aware of. We have no idea what He's protecting us from and what things He's pulled into alignment. We just don't know. But what we do know, and what we should focus on today, is having a posture of celebration, of reveling in God. So today's application is super simple. Go and celebrate God today. Carve out some time for it. Model it to your children, or even workshop it with a few of your mates. What does celebrating God look like to you? And can you set aside some time to intentionally just revel in His goodness despite what you are facing? Well, that wraps up today's episode on the Everyday Joy podcast. I'm your host, Joy Ravella. If you haven't already, make sure you do like, follow, subscribe, and leave a written 5-star review. Catch up tomorrow.